What's up, Internet Land? Zachimus Prime, aka Zachimus Prime, here with another Transformers video review today. And we're going to be taking a look at the Transformers Earthrise Leader Class Optimus Prime, which is basically a Voyager class Optimus Prime, but in a Leader class box. And I will get into that in a little bit about how I really feel about that. But first and foremost, I want to say that this figure is really nice. Like, I really, really like this figure. It is just. It might be the very best iteration of Optimus Prime we've ever gotten. You know, in terms of a classic G1 Optimus Prime. Now, granted, I think my favorite Optimus Prime is still going to be the War for Cybertron Optimus Prime, just because there's just so much about that figure that I really love. And maybe my favorite leader class Optimus Prime might be the why am I thinking? Why am I blanking it? The Galaxy Force Optimus Prime. Because that figure is just too good to hate by any stretch of the imagination. But this one is just, and if you're just looking at G1 Optimus Prime, like, this is just beautiful. Now, don't get me wrong, I really, 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 really still like present tense. I like this figure. Siege Optimus is a fantastic figure, and he looks good, and he plays well and whatnot. And but the only egregious thing on this figure is this little bit of kibble back here, and this guy is like kibble, 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 and despite all this stuff here, I still was like, dude, this figure's amazing. This figure is amazing. By the way, you'll notice they changed the shade of blue and they changed the shade of red. It's all a little bit different. But they reused a few pieces actually. Um, the feet are the same pieces. And this whole blue section here, the blue section with the kneecaps, that's all just moved straight over, because you'll see here, there's these peg holes. They don't get used on here. There's flaps that connect to that one there, and then you've got this pin detail back here that doesn't do anything, that just keeps all these different parts of his leg together. Here you've actually got this piece rotates on that pin. Here it's just a pin for keeping things together. Um, Plus some of the things like this one, these tab together in the vehicle mode, and he's got the same tabs on the Earthrise figure, but of course they don't. They tab together on this side of the legs now. So a couple little different things. Oh, and the head is completely reused from the original head, and no paint apps around the eyes. The eyes, of course, have got paint apps, but then everything else around it is just blue. I don't think I really like that. I think when I finish with this review, I'm gonna swap heads on these guys, switch them out. But anyhow, but yeah, let's get into accessories. So this guy comes with a little accessory like this. This is his gun. It plugs into his fist, and he comes with a bigger accessory. This is what you're paying for. This is where that extra $20 goes to change him up from a Voyager class figure to a Leader class figure. It's this right here. And it's a base. It does base things. Um, it's not quite as detailed and amazing as some bases that we've got, but whatever. He's even got a base adapter here, so you can plug him into other bases. You can also take this piece out and plug it onto his arm so that he can have a shield. You can turn part of his trailer into a shield. But I don't do that because I don't know. It's weird. But yeah, it's got little ports and stuff all over it. little ports here and here. These are probably for the effects parts, is what their intended thing is, I'm guessing. He's got little pegs here for also for the effects parts. Let's get this folded up. He's got peg holes all the way in here, and these are going to be for just your various different weapons and accessories. He can just hold basically everything if it'll fit. See, that'll fit. It closes up. It's a really small trailer. It's much smaller, proportionately speaking, to say the vehicle mode of this guy, and it's even smaller for the robot. Like, he can usually the figures can stand in the base as a fairly good like gantry, and it sticks up a whole lot higher. But this guy is not gonna do it. He's just gonna barely be crowded into his gantry if you want to do it like that. But I don't know. You will notice though that it does have little feet here so that you can stand it up just fine. I kind of wish that they'd use these pegs to put in the little parts, the little arms that swing out, because that's kind of, it's been in the G1. That was a main feature of the G1 trailer. I don't know about the main feature, but it was a feature of the G1 trailer. So that would have been cool to see. It does have this little thing here, folds up. Actually, it folds that way is probably the better way to put it, so that you can have them be towed or just have this standing separately by itself. But throw that aside for now. He does come with a gun. The gun does fold up for stowing on him somewhere. It also comes with a peg sticking out the side of it. I don't know why. I think that peg interferes with the design aesthetic of this toy. Like, arm cannon? Maybe? No, I don't know. I find that peg to be gratuitous. Like, it doesn't serve any functional purpose. But yeah, his gun is kind of short and stumpy. In a lot of ways, I kind of prefer the look of this gun here. This is more of a classic looking gun. But you know what? Since I'm going to steal the head from the Siege Prime, I might as well steal the gun as well. I don't know. He also comes with little ports here, for, and here, of course, these ones carry over for attaching little effects parts, like he's getting blown away or whatnot. He's also got your standard ports on the shoulder, arm, leg, bottom of the foot, and the back for, weaponizers and whatnot. In terms of articulation, his head is on a ball joint. It will go side to side ever so slightly, up and down a little bit, rotates freely. His arms will go do the full 360 in the full tree pose. He's got a bicep swivel here and an elbow with 90 degrees of bend. Wrist swivels nicely, and he has a joint here. I think that's kind of fun. He's got finger joints. That's cool. That's not the sort of thing that you would have found on a Voyager class figure, but this isn't. It's a leader class figure. I do think that the engineering on him is a little bit better than you'd find on a Voyager class figure as well. So I want to back up and talk about this for a little bit, because I know a lot of people are complaining about Cliffjumper being a deluxe class figure when he's the size of a Legends figure, and people are complaining about Prime being a Voyager class figure when he's the price of a leader class figure, plus he's got a little dumbass box. Like, the design and engineering on, say, Cliffjumper or Optimus Prime is definitely more than what you would get on, say, a Voyager class, or in Cliffjumper's case, a Legends class. If you compare Legends class Cliffjumper with Legends class Bumblebee from the Power of the Primes, there's a huge difference in engineering. There's a huge difference in the amount of parts, and just the engineering is something that you wouldn't find in something of that class. So, like, yeah, it feels small, but like, I mean, yes, I do feel that this figure is a bit overpriced. But I think that $50 for leader class figure is a bit overpriced anyhow. I haven't. This is the first leader class siege figure, or yeah, of the War for Cybertron trilogy that I've actually picked up. You know, I picked up Ultra Magnus because he definitely felt worth it. But aside from Ultra Magnus and this guy, I haven't picked up any of the leader class figures. You know, but like you look at the engineering of this guy and the parts count and just the work that goes into it, and I think that it definitely exceeds that of a regular Voyager class figure, and certainly in Cliff Jumper's case, like that figure is so much better designed and better engineered and better budgeted as a result than a Legends class figure. I did forget one accessory. He does have a matrix of leadership. You open up his chest, and this thing does come out. It's a little tight. Whoop. So there it is. This is molded in clear plastic. It's got a 5mm peg on the other hand, so you can have like effects parts coming out of it. But yeah, that's a cool feature too. I mean, shoot. This guy didn't have a matrix. He had a matrix detail that shows up on this panel right here, assuming that's what that's supposed to be. But anyhow, all right. Continuing on with his posability, he does have a waist joint here. It is a little bit hampered by these wheels down here. I think it is still even hampered. I think this is more than enough. You can, dick around with the placement of his wheels to try and get some more posability out of him, but at this point you're just, yeah, it's just messing up the look of the figure. And I mean, how much do you turn anyhow? So his legs are, I think, designed really cool in that this skirting armor here is part of the leg joint itself. So it goes, he goes that far forward, that far back, out for the full Van Dam. Upper thigh swivel, no swivel at the knee, but his knee does bend quite a bit for being a single joint. I also like that he's got like cool little details thrown into his knee, so it doesn't just look like crap once you open it up. Ankle tilt here, and the toe joints do move on the toe and the heel, just like the Voyager class Siege Prime that his feet were taken from. So even though he's got the same lower piece and foot and head as that Siege Prime, nothing else on this figure is the same, and the transformation is completely different. And that is a segue. So to get this guy transformed up, what you want to do is you want to pull his arms out a bit, bring these out to just kind of free that space up a bit. You are going to want to rotate his waist around the full 180 degrees. Plug his legs together, fold his feet up. His legs are now basically done. You can take this and rotate that up just to make it. You want to take these panels right here on the back of his waist and pull on them so they come out, and they will just kind of fit together back here. And then you want to take and you want to pull on his chest, and that's going to bring all of this up and out. And that'll give you a space that you can push your thumb in here to push this panel out, rotate his head around, and this panel will close back up on that tab. You want to take this and unfold this, and unfold this, and unfold this, and unfold this, and unfold this. And this is going to tab in like that. You want to take his arm, open up this panel right here, fold his fist in, close that. Again with the other side, open that, fold it, close it. And now what you're going to do is you're going to bring this down like that. you're going to rotate his arm around. His arm is just going to slide in just into this hollow here. And then you're just going to tab them all together. That will tab together. These will tab into place. These will tab into place. Oh, I forgot one major thing. That's actually kind of minor. These little kneecaps, they do get used in this mode. This one always wants to be a butt to me, even on the Siege figure. Because you've got these little tabs here. These little tabs kind of fit into the underside of his elbows to help keep them together just a little bit. And then you want to take these and fold them out. To be his gas tanks. And there you go. You can, if you really want to, take his gun and plug it in right here. I don't personally like that, but that's how I see most people doing it. I haven't read the instructions, so I don't know what it actually says. I like to stow this either right here on the side peg, using that side peg for something useful for once, which then gets in the way of that, but you kind of like stick it up over there. And that looks like an air tank, maybe for like brakes or something like that. Or just stow it on the inside, which is super easy and super convenient, and you know, just stow it on the inside. And that just plugs on right there. He's a good looking Optimus Prime. Like, I mean, sure, the trailer is a bit small, but I mean, I think it looks okay. You know? He rolls well. A little bit weird that these are black wheels with silver paint apps on it, whereas the front wheel is a gray plastic with black paint apps on it. A little bit weird there, but you know, it's not bad. It's really, really good looking. It just looks good all around. Like, I mean, this may now be the very best mainstream retail Optimus Prime that you can get. Like, I think that's really good. And here it is compared with the other one. The other one looks a bit bigger because it's got more like bulk on it and whatnot. This panel adds quite a bit of crap. But yeah, and of course, if you really want to, you can put this trailer on this one here. But then now he's like a Cybertron truck with an Earth trailer. I don't know. Wow, that holds much better. But anyhow, this figure's great. I definitely recommend it. Like, even at $50, I feel confident that I can recommend this figure. Yeah, he's a bit overpriced, but I don't know how else we're gonna get this figure except, you know, I guess what I'm saying is that, I mean, realistically, I would have loved if this figure were placed more at like $40, but I've been saying that to myself about a lot of these leader class figures lately, anyhow, and this figure, if you like Optimus Prime and you collect mainline, I mean, I know you're already getting this, but if you're on the fence about it, like, I definitely would push you over into the buy it side. It's a decent figure. It looks great, transforms great. And I have what looks like dings on my window, but I don't know what that actually is. But yeah, it's a beautiful figure. Leader Class Earthrise Optimus Prime. I love it. Hey everybody, thanks for watching. You guys are fantastic. Stay awesome and be good to each other. See ya.